So nice to see everybody today on this beautiful day. So we're going to have a great class today. We want to start by just preparing for that great class, connecting ourself to the present moment using the breath, feeling the body, and being aware of the body and how it feels at each moment in this practice. And you can start out by just taking a few breaths and kind of sighing. You've arrived, you made it. Sit up nice and tall in your seat. Allow for your vertebrae to stack all the way up to the top of the spine. Your feet should be about hips width apart. Give yourself the opportunity in the room to stretch out your feet. Make sure you got at least about a foot in front of you. All right. If you like, you can close the eyes, or if you keep them open, just fixate them in front of you. And do your best to just start to be intentional, setting your mind to the fact that you will be here for the next hour. Allowing yourself to prepare by settling in your seat, maybe a little bit more. Letting the weight fall into your heels and into your toes. And for the next 5 breath cycles, continue to just regulate your breath, noticing how it comes in and out the body. On our next exhale, let's do a couple of collective breaths together. We're going to exhale all the air out of the body. Navel touches the spine. Inhale and breathe in. Allow your belly to fill up till it's completely expanded. And then exhale and release. Slowly allowing the exhale to be longer than the inhale. Inhale, breathe in, and this time to my count. 1, 2, 3. And then exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, belly fills. Pause. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take the next 10 breath cycles to just regulate your breath in a way that you're intentional. You can change the count as much as you like, but just allow for your exhale to be longer than your inhale. On our next inhale, we're going to lift up our heels, allow for our toes to still be pressed onto the mat. Just extend the ankle as much as you can and gently lower down. Use that same breath cycle, introducing that into the movement. So inhale, we lift up on those heels. Pause for a moment. And then exhale, start to lower the heels gently. Inhale, the heels lift up. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, lower the heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Exhale, lower. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then reverse back. Allow the heels to take on the weight and draw back on the feet, lifting the toes off the ground, and then gently lowering them down, doing your best to not let them drop. Inhale, we lift up on our feet again, lifting up on the toes only. And then pause for a moment, and then exhale, slowly allow the feet to touch the ground. Last one, inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's good. And just shake it out. Rotate your ankles, your left and your right. Good. I want you to be completely aware of your feet in this practice. So as you place them on the ground, make sure they're hips width apart. Just do a double check on that. If you don't know what hips width apart is, it's when you take your two fists, you press them together, and hug the inner arches of your knees around your fists. When you look down, you should see a nice capital H. That is your base position. Knees are stacked on top of the ankle, so all the weight is evenly distributed into the feet. Awesome. Drop the arms down by the side. Breathe in and out. We're going to slowly shrug the shoulders up, bringing them up towards the ears, and then gently roll the shoulder blades back away. Inhale, lifting up, pausing for a moment, and then exhale, allowing the shoulders to come down. Do this 2 more times. And exhaling, don't hold the breath. Inhale, up. Always give yourself the opportunity to pause in between your breath. And then arms come down. And let's reverse that, lifting up on the shoulders, coming through the back body, and then coming forward, and then dropping down towards the chest. Inhale, lifting up, and then dropping down. 2 more times. Oh, last one. I'm going to drop the chin to the chest, and just stay there for a moment. Roll your right ear towards the right shoulder. Bring the chin down to the chest. Roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Come back to center. Right ear, right shoulder. Stay there for a moment and just breathe. About 4 breaths. If it's too intense, you can bring your hands to your thighs. That's an option, or you can keep them hanging down by your side. Chin back to the center chest, left ear to the left shoulder, and just pause for 4 breath counts. Drop the chin back to the center chest, roll the right ear to the right shoulder, take the left hand, and just imagine that you're walking it out on the ground. And just take the hand about 45 degrees away from your thigh. And just stretch it. You can stretch as much or as little. You can always soften the elbow for it to be less intense. You want to straighten it out more, you push through your bicep and tricep. Make sure your body is still straight. You're square with the room in front of you. It's only your neck that's extended and your arm. We're going to bring that arm down by your side. Chin back to the chest. Left ear to the left shoulder. Right arm extends out. Walk those fingertips on that imaginary thing, whatever you imagine it to be. Extend that hand out to about 45-degree angle. Breathe in and out. I'm going to bring the hand back down. Drop the chin back into the chest. And just go for a few rolls. You can start with just going halfway. If you want to do a full head roll, 360 degrees, you can do that. But only if it's in your practice. I would say do about 8 in all. Do whatever works best for your body. We're going to take our chin and bring it over towards our right shoulder and look over to our right side. And just look over. Maybe even poke the chin out a little bit. And then drop the chin to the right side. And you just, wherever it goes, your chin is as far to the right as it can be, and you just drop the chin down there. Keep your left hand relaxed. And breathe about 3 or 4 times. We'll say 4 times. We'll keep it consistent. All right. Then we're going to take our chin, tilt it towards the center, lifting up right ear to the right shoulder. See if that changes the sensation at all. Getting into the chin roll a little bit differently. And then come back down, chin back to the chest. We're going to lift back up this time. We're not rolling, we're lifting up, still looking to the right side. And then gently relaxing on the exhale, coming back to center. It's really important you come back to the center on the exhale. We're going to look over to the left now. Arms are loose, they're like rag dolls. If you need to bring your hands to your thighs, you can. And keep looking over to the left, go as far as you can. Maybe your chin can run over your left shoulder. And then drop your chin right where it is. And just breathe about 4 breaths. Keep breathing. I'm going to take your left ear, bring it to the left shoulder. Don't hold the breath. Chin back towards the left. Coming up center, looking up. On the exhale, come back to center. Beautiful. Let's go in for our first flow of the class. So arms are going to rise, reach up, lift up overhead, roll the shoulders away from the ears, look up tall, and this flow is going to be a slow flow. It's the first one. So I want you to really squeeze the core, lift up through the rib cage, into the chest, roll the shoulders back away from the ears. The reason why I say it's going to be slow is because we're going to hold this for a second. I just want you to feel the sensation. Notice your shoulders too. If your shoulders are up by your ears, roll them back. Be intentional about keeping those shoulders away from the ears. You want to lift up through the pelvic bowl, pressing more into the seat beneath you. Gaze up, look up. On the exhale, come forward, bring the belly towards the thighs, drop the head down, and just relax here. Let the head hang heavy, let the arms hang over the sides. Chin comes to the chest. Nape of the neck stretches. And breathe. Slowly press your feet into the ground a little bit more. Squeeze the core. Come up, lifting halfway. Half lift, flat back. Core is strong. Lifting out the pelvic bowl like a flower lifts towards the sun. Allow the crown of your head to be the top of the flower. Let your sits bone, right where you're seated, be the root. Coming out the ground. Squeeze the core. Yeah, that's beautiful. There you go. Nice and strong. Bring those arms behind you. We're going to hold this for another 2 breaths. Exhale, belly comes back towards the thighs and relax. Slowly come up. And we're going to lift through the half lift, flat back, coming all the way up, bringing our arms back up overhead, rolling those shoulders away from the ears, and just pause there for a moment. And hands come by the sides. Our arms come back up. We're going to reach them overhead. Interlace the fingers, palms up towards the ceiling. Our back body should be a little bit loose from that first flow. We're going to lean to the right. We're going to look up and pivot the body so that's like we're taking our elbow and we're like pushing it back. It's like if you had a garment on or something, you were coming into the party and it was behind you. So take that elbow and push it behind you and look up. Come back to center and then do the same thing on the other side, the right. So take that elbow, push it back like we're bringing that garment behind us. We're waving it away and we're looking up. We're leaning to the left. Come back to center. And then hands come down by the side. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Interlace the fingers, come back up. We're going to do that again. Lean to the right, peel back. You know what to do. Look up, gaze up, and try to lift up a little bit more. Imagine that the sun is coming from the right direction. So you're lifting towards the sun, but at the same time you're staying grounded and rooted through your sits bone. And then come back to center. And lean over towards the left. Again, peeling open, looking up, gazing up. Rooting yourself through the sits bone. Come back to center. And hands come down by the side. This time, take your hands, bring them behind you, interlace the fingers. You can leave them on your sits bone, right where or right above where the sacrum is. That's your tailbone. Or you can lift them up and lean forward. So you have all this range, okay? I don't want you to think that you have to come all the way down, belly towards the thighs. Find a place and honor your body. Press those shoulder blades together. Squeeze the biceps. And then we're going to come back up. And let the arms come down by the side. Let's go through a flow. We're going to do 3 flows. All right? Arms rise, reach up, lift up, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Look up, gaze up, and hands come down by the sides, or you can bring the hands down to heart center, your choice. Let's go do the other 2. Lift up. Inhale. On the exhale, you know what to do. Come down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, make it your own. I'm going to demo, but you can see me. I want you to go through it in your best way. I want you to trust yourself. Know that you got this already. If you've taken my class before, then you probably have done this. So just believe in yourself and you have it. And then come back and we'll all meet back in this base position. All right. Arms rise, lift up, extend out. I want you to bring your body over. Let me give myself enough space. Looking over towards the right. Arms extend out, come back to center. Look over to the left. Come back to center. Only go as far as you can go. You're only isolating the upper body. You're pivoting from the belly. You're pivoting not with the chest, but with the belly. Okay, this is important. On the next inhale, I want you to stay just like this, but I want you to drop down. Take your left arm, come down on the inside of the left leg, and lift your right hand up. Keeping your elbow on the inside of the right leg. I mean, on the inside of the left leg. I'm sorry. So, left hand, inside, wrapping around the ankles, inside of that leg. Right arm is up. Come back up like you're just coming out of it, like you're soaring up like an airplane. Come back to center. All right, we're going to come over to the left. And then bring that right hand down. Look up at the left hand. So you see a little bit of how this kind of works when we do our twists, right? Our right arm is the one that's taking on the responsibility to keep us held up. It's through its resistance being on the inside of that thigh. I always see people do this. There is no support for you if your elbow's on the outside. You have to keep it inside, okay? Then you're gazing up and you're looking up and you're seeing the left. So right side down, left side up. And then we're going to come back out of our airplane, come back to center, and bring the hands down by the side and shake them out, because now that really worked our arms too. And it took a little bit to keep them up there. So we can kind of pull them up and down, and then let's go up, mountain climbing, back down, lifting up, back up. And then really try to lift like you're coming up on a rope. And then bring your hands back down and shake that out. Beautiful, beautiful. We're going to do a couple more twists. All right, arms come up. All right, we're going to take our hands and we're going to whoosh them over towards the right side. Come back up to center. Whoosh it over toward the left. Maybe look over to the left. Come back up to center. To the right and look over to the right. Back to center. And then to the left. All right, now we're going to come back up to center. It's up to you whether you want to keep your legs together or apart. I'm going to bring my knees together, but you are certainly welcome to keep your legs at hips width. And you're going to come down, bring your hands together, and find a home for your elbow. Now you can start out bringing your elbow down to your left leg, so left elbow, left leg. If you want to cross it over towards the right, you can do that. So you have the option to do both. And then take your gaze and look up. And we're going to come up, but we're going to continue to look over to the right side, and then we're going to drop our hands to the outside of the right thigh. So the left arm, if it's not there already, bring it over so that's pressing on the outside of the thigh, and then your right hand's behind you. Just in case you want to see me. And now look over. Make sure you're not looking at me. Look behind you, looking over that right shoulder. If you have to glance at me, go ahead and glance at me, but I want you to keep your gaze and your vision behind you so that you can get the most out of your twists. If you want to take your hand and your right hand and just let it be loose, you can do that as well, or you can reach for the top of the chair. So they're all valid places. Inhale and exhale, and for the next 4 breath cycles, just breathe. Full breath cycles, allowing your exhale to be longer than your inhale. Last breath cycle. Bring your hands back together to heart center. And we're going to pivot back to the center and bring the hands down by the side. All right, arms come out in front of us. We're going to swoop to the right, come back up to center, swoop to the left. Make sure you're feeling the weight be in your feet. So the weight is cashing you, swoop to the right, Inhale, back up, squeezing the core, coming back to center, and then to the left. All right, we're going to take our hands, bring them together, find a place for those legs. If you want to start out right elbow to the right leg, you can, or you can come across so that the elbow is on the outside of the left thigh. The left elbow is pointing up and your gaze is up. Remember, wherever you are is fine, okay? You don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with. You should not be feeling anything beyond a moderate stretch. We're going to squeeze the core, come up, continuing to look over towards the left side, right? Then drop our hands to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand finds a home either on the bottom of the chair, on top, or just hanging on the side. And I'll come on this way so you can see me. But look over. I'm here if you need to look at me for a demo, but for the most part, look over your shoulder. Look behind you. All that work that we did was just to get into this position so that your spine would twist just a little bit more. And you could benefit from the pose and the breath work. The more you sit up from your seat, lifting through your pelvic bowl and breathing, the better it is for you to kind of wring the spine out. It's a way to detoxify your back body. 4 breath cycles. Bring the hands back to heart center, continuing to look over to the left side. And then pivot back to center and drop the hands down by the side. You can bring the feet back out so they're back at hips width. We're going to go through a flow. Arms rise, reach up, lift up, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we rise back up. Hands come down by the sides. Okay, great, great. Let's open up the legs. All right, we're going to bring our hands to the tops of our knees. And they're like basically right above, still on the thigh. It's not like on the kneecap. It's just above the knee area, so to speak. So find a home for them. You're going to press your body forward, keeping your hands on your legs, keeping your elbows there, and just stay there for a moment. You don't have to go any further. Breathe in and out. And then gently guide your hands down so that they're both wrapping around your ankles. Your right fingertips wrap around your right, your left around your left. Now you can stay just like this. Or if you like, you can bring your hands to the ground. Drop your head all the way down to get a deeper stretch inside of your inner thigh muscles. And if you want to open up your legs even more, you can do that. And take your right foot, lift the heel off the ground, and then gently lay it back. Take the left. Inhale and lift up, and then gently lay it back. Do the right. Same thing as if you're holding on to your ankles. It's the same thing. You're lifting up on each side, on each inhale and exhale, giving a full cycle of breath. Last 2. We should do 4 in all. This helps to build strength in your legs. All right, come back to that at ease position. We're going to take our hands. We're going to wrap them around our ankles if they're not there already, and then start to just walk. Thumb pressing your fingertips into the shin and into the muscle. Come back up so that you're sitting. Back into that same position. We're going to lean forward and then push back. Lean forward and push back. 4 times, inhaling and exhaling. Now, if you don't like having your legs open, you can keep your legs together like this. And you're welcome to do it like that. It's really your choice. Last one. All right, we're going to come back to that same position. And this time we're going to take our right shoulder. And I just want you to tilt your right shoulder in and stay there for a second. And then go back. And then tilt your left shoulder. And then back. So I want you to get the feeling of that. Good, I see you. Yes, beautiful. Now what we're going to do, we're going to come and we're going to start on the right side. We're going to tilt that shoulder in and then we're going to press our arm straight on the right side. Our left arm is completely bent. We're basically leaning on the left thigh. Now press your leg against the hands and you'll feel that resistance start to open up the lower back body, and it may even give you some other relief in some other parts of your back. But just breathe through it 4 breaths. Be gentle, come back up, lifting it up, pulling it back. Take that same movement, bring the left arm forward, that left shoulder, and then press that left arm straight. Right arm is bent. Pressing your knee into the hand and your hand into the knee, or the side of the thigh, I should say. We're never actually pressing on the knee. It's just in that area. That's the best way that I can put it. It's on the inside. 4 breaths. Come back up. And we're going to close it off the same way we started. This helps with that back body. This helps with all of it. Awesome. We're going to come back to center. Bring the feet together and let's go through a flow. Reach up, lift up, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. This time we're going to scoop up on our right leg. You guys are going to love me for some of these poses that we're about to do. It's going to be some sit-ups in our chair. Trust me, it's going to benefit us for when we go to standing and doing our standing poses. Okay, we got to get the core strong. So just sit there for a moment. If for some reason you can't bring the leg all the way up, just keep your toe tapped and keep the heel up. We've been doing the heel lift a couple of times in poses, so I think you can handle it. But try your best to get the foot up at least 6 inches off the ground. Squeeze the core, start to bring the knee up towards the arm, the inner arm on the right side. And then press it down. I want you to activate the belly muscle. So as you inhale, squeeze the belly, squeeze the pelvic bowl, lifting up. And then I want you to let go of the hands. Yeah, there you go. I told you I'm going to do some core stuff today. Sit up nice and tall in the seat. All right. Allow the foot to come down. Lift back up. Squeeze the belly. Come back down. Good job. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's go through a flow and do the other side, because every time we do the flow, remember, we're squeezing the belly. We're doing most of the work for each flow from here and from pushing into the ground. All right? So arms rise, reach up, overhead, squeeze the core, come down, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, takes all that belly muscle. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, scoop up now on the left leg. Remember, you have the option to keep the toe on the ground, but if you can, try to get it up at least a few inches off the ground. And if it's in your practice, just lift up using the belly. Lift that knee up towards the inside of your left arm. Then come back down. Remember, you're squeezing the core. The fingertips are helping you here. Come back up, squeezing the core. Stay here, because now we're going to let go. And breathe. Squeeze the thigh. Squeeze the belly and then gently come, bring the foot down. And then lift back up, squeezing the belly. Yep, wherever you go is fine. And exhale, bring the foot down. Yeah, there we go. Let's go through our flow. Arms rise. If you can, back bend slightly, adding in a little flare to your flow. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Scoop up on that leg. All right? And we're going to bring that foot on top of our left thigh. So right leg is up. If you can, drop it down to where we're sitting. I know a lot of people, some people can do this and some can't. If you can't do this, just try to bring up the knee just a little bit. Because I have to offer it. I have to offer it so that those that can do it, okay? We're going to sit there, and you don't have to do anything else, all right? If you're all the way up like this, that's fine. If you find yourself like this, that's okay, but at least you're up, all right? Now for those that have their foot securely on the right thigh, we're going to take our hands and bring it behind us. For those who don't, just stay in that place and squeeze the belly, okay? Make sure your foot is secure because we're going to do some sit-ups. We're going to take the left elbow. So I want you to wiggle the left elbow. Left elbow. And we're going to bring it towards our knee on the right side. Squeeze and come back up. Let's do that 4 more times. Staying with left elbow to the left knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Last one. Awesome. And stay where you are. And bring the hands down. Wrap it around. And bring that knee back up and gently place the foot on the ground. Arms rise, reach up overhead. You can do it. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, and you know where they're going, to the left side. Pick up on that left leg, squeeze the core as you come up. Now, like I said, wherever you are is fine. If you're starting out here, that's fine. But we want to try to get to relaxing the left leg across the right, or the right foot, I should say, the left foot, relaxing on the right thigh. All right? Even doesn't have to be in any particular way. For me, this just feels comfortable. Try to find that place that feels comfortable for you. All right, if you want, you can kind of move it back and forth until you get comfy. And if you got your foot over there, bring your hands up. And we're going to take that right arm. So here's my right, I'm flaring it back and forth, right arm. So right elbow comes down to the left knee and comes back up. Inhale and breathe in. Exhale, squeeze that belly and let the belly be what leads you down. So you're bringing your chest towards your knee. If you have to come up a little bit like this, if that is where you are, that's fine. But try to always bring the elbow to the knee. It's like you're delivering pizza. You're going to the house. The arm is the delivery and the house is the knee. Okay, squeezing in and out. Last one. And come back to center. Undo the arms. Lift up on that leg. Place the foot down on the ground. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Feet back into hips width apart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, reach up overhead. Hands come down by the sides. Before we go to standing poses, I want to do one extended leg, just so that we can loosen the hamstrings a little bit more. Squeeze the core as you bring your right foot forward, okay? So squeeze the core and allow the core to help you bring that foot forward. Right foot, toes are flexed. If you want to hold on to the seat, you can. All right. Inhale and breathe in. Make sure your left foot is at a good place. The knee is stacked on top of the ankle. And you're just going to lean forward. Now you don't lean forward a lot. You're just tilting maybe a centimeter or two, bringing both your hands on to your left thigh. You should feel a nice stretch on the right hamstrings. You only go as far as you feel like you want to go. So if you're more flexible, it might be better. You can also keep the knee soft on the right side. You don't have to have it rigid. In fact, we never keep our knees rigid. Come back up. We're going to go on to the other side. Squeeze the core. Bring the left foot out. Wave the toes. And bring the hands on top of the right thigh. It's just a gentle, gentle stretch. No more than moderate. Mild to moderate stretch. If you stretch like this every day, eventually you'll become more and more flexible. But if we try to do too much at one time, it just doesn't go well for us. So we want to give ourselves the opportunity to just go to a place of where we're comfy. We're challenging ourselves, but we're comfortable. We realize it's a process. Come back to center and bring your feet there. And we're going to come up, but what I want you to do is make sure your feet are about hips width apart. You're going to, if you have your hands on your chair, that's fine. To start, gather your core strength. All right, now we're going to bring our hands overhead and we're going to lift up out of our chair. Stay in chair pose though. Okay, the chair is right behind you. Stay in chair pose. Imagine you have a block in between your legs. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Squeeze the core. If you can sit even lower in there, that's fine. If you have to stand up to come back, that's fine. And then gently we're going to come up, rising up, lifting up, gazing up, and mountain pose, extended back. And then hands come down by the side. And just allow your hands to face forward. Relax. There are these moments of activity and then there are these moments of rest. We're transitioning to the next phase of the class. Let's just take a moment. Now as you're standing here, I want you to feel the weight that's falling into your feet. Sit up a little bit taller, soften the knees. Okay, so when I say sit up a little bit taller, that doesn't mean we tense up on our knees. We actually soften the knees and use the core, use that belly to lift up through so that our bodies are more aligned. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. You don't need the shoulders to help you stand up. And then relax the body up. Beautiful. We're going to come behind our chair and keep that in mind as we're doing these poses. As I started to offer, you have the opportunity to go a step further down to the seat of your chair, or you can stay here behind the chair at the top of your seat. There's about a foot difference. So you're welcome to do all these poses on either rung of the chair. All right. We're going to start out by walking the feet back, coming into a downward dog. You can start to walk the heels up and down. If you want to rest your head on top of the chair, that's fine. For those that are going in for a more intense stretch, you can bring your hands to the seat and see what that feels like. So those are your options. Just keep the knees soft. Remember, when you're lifting up, you're squeezing that core, you're activating muscles. You're not just doing it to doing it. You know, you're steady with the breath. It's meaningful. Every breath is meaningful. Every movement is meaningful. We're going to come back up, walk ourselves back up so that we're standing right behind our chairs. All right, we're going to take our left foot back, keep our right foot forward, and bend the right knee so that our right knee is stacked on top of the ankle. Bring the left foot to about a 45-degree angle. Square the hips so that you're in line with the chair. And the one thing I love about chair yoga is that we have the chair to line our hips with. So use that as your indicator, your measurement that your hips are square. All right. We're going to take our left arm and lift it up. Warrior one. If you want to do both hands, you can. And you can change your range as you would like to. So range in our legs. If you're here, that's fine. If you're here, that's fine. If you're more advanced, that's fine too. So find a place for your legs. Your first warrior is always for you to find your place. Look up, gaze up. Make sure your warrior's strong. Imagine that you had a ball in between your legs, just like when we stood up, and you feel this activation in your thighs. Open up, warrior two. Look over your right arm. If you're keeping your hand on the chair, it looks like this. If you're just doing warrior two without the assistance of the chair, it looks like this. No, it's your choice. We're going to start to lean our bodies forward, okay, whether you're like this or like this, and then bring our arm to our thigh on the right side, or we're going to hold on to the chair and just bend the elbow. All right? So your left arm can come up into the sky, or you can keep it behind you. It's your choice. Side angle. Gaze is up. Really feel each breath intensify. It helps you to open up that left hip. Peeling open on that chest. Be active with the core. We're going to come back up. Warrior two. Lean forward, sky flip the palm. If your hand is on the chair, you can keep it there. You're not going to actually sky flip, and you're going to come back into reverse warrior. If you are doing it without the chair, this is what it looks like. I'm sorry, I have to offer it both ways. So for those that are advanced, this is the advanced pose. For those who want to hold on to the chair, don't move as I'm moving. I'm showing modifications. So you shouldn't be doing what I do. You should be doing what's best for your body. I'm seeing some people moving while I'm doing modifications. Don't do that. Okay? We're going to come back into warrior two, showing both of them, the modifications, as well as what the pose is. So this is warrior two advanced, and this is warrior two modified. Okay? Look over your shoulder. Look over your right shoulder. All right. And then we're just going to pivot our bellies and bring our hips back in alignment with the chair. Warrior one. Okay? Advance, modified. Both hands come down onto the chair and push back. Make sure that when we're doing this, that you're not following me to when I'm doing modifications. The reason why I say that is for your own benefit. If you're not feeling as though a certain pose, you're ready to do an advanced pose and you let go of the chair, that could be bad for you. So I'm offering advanced and modified. Okay, so please listen to your body. All right. So we're going to take our right foot back behind us. Just wanted to make that announcement. I'm sorry. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. This time you're going to get to see my back, which is actually good. I'm going to continue to look at you, though, at certain points. Make sure your left foot is behind you, about a 45-degree angle. The right foot's behind you at a 45-degree angle. The left foot is in front of you. So you're bending the knee, right? Knee is stacked on top of the ankle, holding on to the chair. We're going to get ready for our warrior one. Right hand rises. Nice, strong warrior. Squeeze the core, tilt in the belly. You can even press the left hip back, bring the right hip forward. All this is in the modified pose. If you're in advance, it looks like this. Breathe in and out. We're going to open up into warrior two. Left hand comes in front, right hand comes behind us. All right, so our left hand is in line with our left leg. This is the advance. Modified is holding on to the chair, looking over the left shoulder. And breathe a few times here. There's no reason to rush. We're going to come into side angle. I'm going to start out with the advance. Bring your left arm on top of the left thigh. Pivot back, lifting up from the chest. Pivoting back. So arms look like this, and then we rise up with our right hands. If you're doing modified, you're coming from that warrior and you're just bending down. All right. Squeeze the thighs, stay active. Press back up through the core, pressing your feet into the ground. Warrior two. We're going to come into reverse warrior. So if your hand is extended out, I'm just going to do advance first. Sky flip the palm, come back. Bring your right hand down to your right thigh. Left hand goes up. If you're in a modified pose, you're just holding the tips of your fingertips on the chair. That right hand comes to the thigh. And if you want to go in for a bind, I know I didn't offer that last time, you're welcome to do that or to grab your clothing. Okay, so that's what the bind looks like. And this is what the clothing looks like. Okay, so those are all part of reverse warrior. Come back up, warrior two, advance, modified. Come back around, pivoting the belly, squaring the hips once again with the chair, warrior one, or warrior one, same thing, just modified. Bring both hands to the top of the chair and walk it out. And we're going to actually stay right here. We're going to extend that chair further away from us and soften the knees. All right, we always soften the knees, but we're going to press our hips towards the wall behind us, and our fingertips are going to come forward. Inhale and breathe in. Exhale. You can stay just like this, or if you want, you can add a little bit of a curve to your back, kind of like a cat-cow. Bringing the belly up, bringing the belly in, back goes up. Then on the reverse, head goes up, eye-side gaze goes up, but the belly protrudes down, the hips go up. And these are just gentle movements. It's not a full cat-cow. You want to kind of open up the hips a little bit to the left and the right, or if there's anything that you feel like you want to move, you can in a pose. Then we're going to slowly walk up, one step at a time. All right, we're going to bring our heads on top of the chair. This is like our forward fold. You can come down a little bit more. And if you want to do the complete version of this or what it looks like, this is what it looks like as a full forward fold. Okay? So you have a couple of options. Okay? Slowly we're going to rise back up, vertebrae by vertebrae, belly, chest, neck, head, and arms come back. Mountain pose. If you're holding on to the chair, that's fine, but it's up to you. And then we're going to come back into our chair. Today was a lot of core work, right? We're going to do a final pose in the chair because of all that hard work that we did, right? All right, let's go through a flow and come into that pose. Arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, lift up, and bring the hands onto the chair. There's two choices for this pose. All right, so there are two choices to do this next pose, our final pose of the class. The first one is the extended leg forward fold. All right, so you bring your right foot out and then your left goes on top and you lean forward. Or it is the seated half pigeon where you bring your right foot on top of the thigh like we did when we were doing our exercises, but then you actually find a home for your for your arms. Whether you lay your forearms on top of the foreleg or you drop over, your arms hang heavy, or you just sit there, you're welcome to do that, okay? I'm going to start out with, on the right side, I'm going to start out with the extended leg, and on the left side, I'll do the half-seated pigeon. Okay, so you find your way, and then lean forward, and just let your body relax. This is one of your final poses. It's really just a pose to feel good. It's in a no working pose. Okay, no work. It's like a gift. Since you did all the hard work, this is like a pose that you get to arrive at and you've earned. Slowly we're going to lift back up, belly, chest, and then head. All right. Bring both feet back to base position. Now you can do the other side. I'm going to show both. Extended leg is the left foot in front of us, right foot on top. Leaning forward, doing the other side. Or it's the pigeon, the seated half pigeon, bringing the left foot up on top of the right thigh. And finding that home, finding that place. This time I'm going to demo the seated half pigeon. There, you're welcome to do whichever one you'd like, whatever you did before on the other side. We're going to start to rise up, belly, chest, and then head. And gently bring your foot back to hips width apart. We're going to do our final flow of the class. Arms rise, reach up, lift up, overhead. Exhale, forward fold, squeeze that core. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Reach up overhead and then bring the hands on top of the thighs to a relaxed position. You can also bring your hands onto your belly, or you can sky flip the hands. It's your choice, or your heart. As you come in for Savasana, relax the feet, the ankles, relax the legs, maybe even they fall apart from one another. Relax the belly, the back, the chest. Relax the arms, the elbows, the hands. Relax the throat, the neck, the top of the tongue. Let it fall away from the top of the mouth. Relax the nose and the eyes. Rest the mind. Rest the head and the crown of the head. And congratulate yourself on a job well done, because you came to class today. You honored your body. You respected yourself, moment by moment, breath by breath. I'm going to ring the singing bowl and give you a quote as we sit in Savasana, our last part of the class. Just allow it to be part of your practice. I have a nice little quote today. I've actually got it outside of a fortune cookie, and I've kept it for many, many years. And the quote goes like this: "Never fear shadows. They simply mean there's a light shining somewhere nearby." If you keep that with you, continue to breathe. Continue to be in Savasana. Welcome to stay in Savasana as long as you like by leaving the session now. Otherwise, we'll close class together. Take a few intentional breaths to help you fixate back into the moment as it is. Press the feet into the ground, squeeze the belly, open the eyes. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, and namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much.